Adam, we're here because we love you. And we're all tired of watching you get abused.
Abused? By who?
Oh, hi, I'm Visa. I charge you 29% interest, 3% foreign fees, and make you wait 3 days to see if your payment went through.
But I thought you were my friend.
No, Dash is your friend. Instant, private, under a penny, and with Dash Spend, you walk into over 100,000 stores and pay like a boss.
All ready? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. Feel alive, guys. This is awesome. Tastes like freedom. And I save 5% by using the app.
That's the Dash High, baby.
Let's go.
Download the mobile wallet, one tap, boom, financial sovereignty.
Oh, hey everyone! This is a great place to start the thing. Yeah, I was just talking about some fun stuff. It's funny because I can't tell why. It might be a sign of aging. It might be a sign of just being in the space and dealing with people enough. It might be the sign of any number of things. But my filter for private statements, of course, but especially public statements, is just degrading by the day. Like, I used to be very polite about things, and, well, I really think this, and diplomatic, and I don't know. I am having a hard time saying what immediately comes to mind. I'm sure we all have those grandparents that are like that, where they just say something random, like, she's gained a lot of weight. And you're like, grandmother, what the hell? Right? Yeah, I guess I'm a little spicier sometimes, but also I did that rant video a while about Thorchain, and I'm probably have another one loading soon. And 5. Put some respect on my name. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think that... I don't know. That's brutal. But I have to say, as far as like that kind of stuff is concerned, I was talking to some people last night, some Zcash people, about the self-custody subject and about how it's broken, and like some people are like, well, I don't think people ever fully do it, or I think they should, but we need to fix this, and just all the kind of information. And I had sort of I don't know if it's an epiphany, but it's something I'm going to heavily workshop with some intelligent AI to like see what I can come up with, like a first principles self-custody thing, because people self-custody all the time. They self-custody basically means own things. And if you think about, I'd like to say, what do people have, like personal, whatever possessions, items, what do people have that's super important to them that they tend to never lose? Just look at across all cultures in the world. And then just say, like, well, what do they do to keep it safe? And how do they do that? And then just workshop it backwards to crypto. And then there you go. Oh, nice. Go for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, ooh. So, well, hold on a second, just a moment.
Me. Someone needs to be my.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? Fiat. I'm gonna go back to fiat because crypto is too dangerous for people. that are on this
Also,
spectrum.
as a random thing, the first part of this, up until literally right then, I don't think your audio was coming through, so
Okay.
it'll be a secret part. I'll re-upload something,
Good.
whatever.
No one
There's
has
a lot
to
of-
know how bad I am with my self custody. It's fine.
No,
It can
but
just-
yeah. So anyway,
Oh.
I sort of agree, but also I think you're thinking too narrowly. I think the
Okay.
point is you have a place to live. You got in
I do have a
there.
place to live.
You got in there.
Mm-hmm.
Losing your literal keys did not
I have
lock
done
you.
that.
Yes, but here, listen, without put on your personal identification, your phone is spying on you filter. Without divulging anything too crazy, what did you do to get it back? Like, you didn't lose your keys and be like, oh, well,
I had
I'm
to
homeless
pay a lot
now.
of money. I had to pay a lot of money to get a person to break into our house.
Okay. So that's like you lose your seed phrase and then you pay people
There's no one to call.
to brute
If you
force
lose-
it. Yeah, there are. It's not very effective. Or if you have it in cold card, someone can always get in there. But the point is, so you had to brute force your way in.
Yes.
But that's just like, that just means someone could always brute force their way into your house
True.
without paying them. Now, if you think about what happens if you get like keys to your if it's like a rental, you go to a landlord or something and say, hey, I need to mint some new keys. And then how do they know that? You give your face maybe, or you give a little ID, and then they let you in. But like, where do you...
Actually, it's kind of sketch in the Netherlands. You can just go and give your keys to someone, and they're like, they belong to you, right? And you're like, mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, but it's a high trust society, you know, but your face and your whatever. But my point is, if you lose things, a lot of times you should probably present some sort of an ID or something to get it back. But where do you keep your ID, and how do you keep from losing that? Some people lose their IDs. How do you get your
or
ID
you do what
back?
I did last time when you travel and you take your old passport, the one that has holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I traveled with because I'm such a klutz that instead of taking the latest passport, I took the old one. You see, I'm telling you, self-custody should not be for people like me. I need to go back to my bank and I need to have someone who chaperones my finances because this is not okay.
Well, here's the thing, and this is, I have uploaded some podcasts on this, and I'm uploading more, but people are working at crypto solutions that can do something like a bank recovery process, etc., but without a centralized counterparty, with a decentralized smart contract instead, where, for example, a decentralized MPC network countersigns your transactions. So if you, with one key, you can just click and say, I want to send money, but it limits you to a certain amount per day. Then you need a second key to the threshold. Things just like a bank would do, except it's not a centralized, ruggable
So it's
custodian.
like I set up these guardrails for myself.
Yes. So the point is, I think it can work for
You know
people.
what? I'm going to lose that fucking second key and I'm going to be stuck at that threshold. I'm never going to be able to
Well,
make
that's why you
transactions.
mint 5 and you give one to you. You have to give them to your family, like your friends. You could give me one. Like I can't steal with your one key, but then you're like, hey, I lost all my keys. Can I help? And then I'll help you out. That's the way people.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
don't you have neighbors? I mean, I don't know if you do, but like, don't people have neighbors that have a key to their house? Be like, here's an extra key. Like, people do this. People don't
do
just
that.
like not just get locked out of their house permanently and just live on the street. Like, they figure it out.
Although it's funny, I gave out keys but not to my neighbors because
Mm-hmm.
you don't trust people in Amsterdam. But you give people to people you do trust. but not your neighbors. It's like the circle of trust is wider than just people who are living next door. But
Okay, well, before we get officially started, do you want to just show
what?
people?
This is prime content, alpha crypto. What do you mean?
Yes.
This is the best I can give tonight. A week from common sense. I don't
Yes,
have a brain
but I'm
anymore.
saying before we talk about the actual conference, do you want to
Okay.
give the flash the shield?
Yeah, I'm gonna flash my.
Yes, listen, you're probably desensitized to that with the kids, but anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I am flashing our limited DashCon whoop whoop
Nice.
t-shirt, and I'm wearing the volunteer vest, so you will spot me and all our volunteers thanks to this beautiful fluorescent pink jacket that we'll be wearing during DashCon and Common Sense.
Very cool. And if you run a US version at some point in the future, the volunteer vest will be like a faded jean vest instead, with like frayed ends.
That would
That's
be
how-
super cool, actually. And
Yeah,
cowboy hats. Joel, we haven't even pushed this kit out together. We need to wait until this one like happens.
What will we name
And-
the next one? Like,
No,
you know,
we're not.
is it going to be an
no,
athlete? Is it going to be a nerd? Like,
We don't rename every. We keep the same name for our future children. They're all
yes.
called Common
It's
Sense.
like George Foreman, who named all of his children George. All
You're
5 of his
kidding.
children. No, he did.
You're allowed to do that. The state was not like this is
One of-
unpossible. This is.
Listen, here you go with your statism again. Europeans gonna European.
Yeah, European.
There's a fellow by the name of BJ Penn. Some people listening might remember him. He was one of the most legendary early era MMA fighters. He was a champion, etc. He was from, Hawaii, and his name is JayDee Penn. JD Penn. But he was like one of 3 or 4 siblings named the same thing. The reason why we call him BJ is because he was Baby J. He was the youngest of the JD Penns. BJ Penn, Baby J. So people do some horrendous things. Like, I'm not going to,
This is great. This is great. Is this the prime content you wanted to give to your audience?
This is like the alpha stuff. Like I should the problem is like YouTube keeps on like killing my views lower and lower, and Elon rugged me too. I used to do great on X, and now I'm like, eh. But like if I was growing, I would start to do a premium content show, like a pre-show where this would all be exclusive, and you'd have to pay for it, and then I'd do the the thing on that. But call it
You need to bring Dash on OnlyFans or something.
Only Dash. There was it's called DashCam. There was a site, a project for that, and it just
Nice.
never took off because the person running it was like basically like a weird homeless person, and it just
Yeah,
it
that's-
was he was
that's
no
not it.
Amin Soleimani. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, you need to have the right vibes to launch that type of project.
Yes, but for sure. All right, let's hit the intro and then go into the actual stuff. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And hey everyone, officially now, welcome. This is Happy Friday, first of all, August 28th. This is the Digital Cash Rundown, episode 233. And if you think about this being a weekly show, that's a lot of weeks, and not all in a row because I've skipped some for travel. I'm joined by the one and only Blanc, or Eléonore Blanc. How's it going?
Good.
Oh, you're onto this thing too? Oh, such a disappointment. How did we go from here
I can also
to
do
this to the... This is money, not love.
No,
This
this
is
is 2 little cute little hearts, and I can show off my nails. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Well, very nice. How's it going?
Hi. I'm good. I'm slight. I don't know. I'm not sure on which type of weird endorphins, adrenaline I'm already high on, but it's been a funky few days
Yes.
pre everything happening next week. So I'm a bit giddy, which is a bit
Well,
funny. I
let
think
me
I'm
just-
like I'm naturally high for the last few days.
Of course. I think it'll hit for me. I've just been on everything. I'm just doing everything. I'm on espresso, if that counts. actually, to overshare a little bit about personal life, we are getting a new espresso machine tomorrow, which is massive. Could you shift this way? There we go. Now you're in frame. There we go. You started to be a little out of frame. That's fine. Keep it narrow. But anyway, I've had my espresso machine for 9 years straight, and it has served us very, very well and still works. But I just don't want to be in a busy household where it breaks and you're just screwed. So I need to, like, the nearest, I can walk to a couple of coffee places, but they're trash. The place I want to go to is like 5 kilometers
Cafecito.
away.
Or Cafecito. Downstairs my place, for example.
Yes. Well, it is
Doxing
downstairs my
myself.
place as well. But anyway, the point is, I'm very excited about a new fancy espresso machine. It's an upgrade, and it'll be good. So whenever you come back to visit, we'll have that. So I completely got derailed. But anyway, the point of this whole thing, so I've been doing this show for 6 years now, I guess, at this point. It's been, and they say the key is consistency. Keep showing up and keep doing it. And I kept doing it.
Paul told me that on episode 8 or 9 of Humans of Crypto, and that was the last episode of Humans of Crypto.
Poetic. But
He was like, just keep going.
my life has been doing great, and my career, etc. Everything's been doing great. So it's not like
It's
saying,
free time. It's free time to invite people, organize, publish, edit, blah, 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 for free. And I was like, no.
well, for free. I mean, here's the unfortunate thing. I do think every company, person, whatever, needs to sort of be their own, as I call them, in-house KOL. It's really, it just, I've paid for these things, and it's the output you get versus doing it yourself is just not good.
Sure.
But it just, no one has time, and you should be doing the things that you're promoting, not just promote. So the answer to this is, of course, our agentic overlords, or rather one that you own yourself. Run a local AI agent. I'm getting a lot of productivity out of my local Hermes agent, which I have doing very few things so far. Like, I'm just for like scheduling and reminders, it is a miracle so far. And so, and it has done even something. So like, I have like a budget, an integration budget in Monero that I have. And so I just keep a list of, it was given to me. I didn't, and you can't get it out of Monero once it's in. It's like not on any dexes right yet. But so, I just, anytime I'm like, all right, how much do I have? And it'll automatically query CoinMarketCap to get the current price, and then say, this is how much you'd have left after all these pending integrations you have. And then it just, there we go. I'm like, oh, that saved so much work, just this thing. Or like, set a reminder to do this, or add to my to-do list, remove from my to-do list, this kind of stuff. And you just type in, I just type in Signal, and it's all end-to-end encrypted. It just goes right to my own machine. The inference runs on my own machine, so none of this ever gets out. I call him Manuel because he does the Manuel labor that I don't have the time to do. And yeah, it's good. And you can even do stuff like, if you're starting to forget your foreign language skills, literally tell him a rule. Say, every time I speak to you in Spanish, respond to me in Spanish and correct my Spanish. And he will do that. And so you just start like, and I need to get him to read my calendar next. So he said, I say, what's on my calendar? And he says, these things. What's on the other calendar? These things. And then I eventually get people to like draft an email to these people and like find these things, and like, can you go and find all the major crypto payment processors and find their BD or otherwise contact info, and then draft a customized email draft for each of them. Go. And then you just go off and do your coffee and do your push-ups or whatever.
I know, but I think I've also become allergic to those, because I got a lot of like those inbound emails where they're like, oh my God, Eléonore, I love what you're doing with Common Sense. And then I'm like, wait, what? And then all these emails start with like, they know so much about me. And I'm like, whoa, creepy. I know you're not real. I know this is not.
Yeah. So
it's
this is
weird. But the
this is,
emails, the level of emails that I've been getting like this, and I'm like, I know it's fake. Like, I know that I'm just like in a database somewhere and people are reaching out to me, but they actually don't really care about what I'm doing.
Well, here's the thing. AI slop, right? Just because it's AI doesn't mean it has to be slop. Like, do you think Justin's AI stuff is slop?
of course, and I make fun of him every day for
Well,
it.
the videos are, but like the music is decent because he also used it to augment his.
No, actually, I really like his stuff, and I can't. The next one, oh
Yeah.
my god! Like I got a sneak peek preview, and I'm like, it's really good, and I'm actually truly blown away by what he's accomplished in a year. But to his face, I'll tell him that it's slop.
Yeah, I mean, it has elements of that with like the animations, of course, because you just want to get a thing out there. But the point is,
No, but
if
I
you
know.
say,
No, are you kidding? An autistic person with unlimited credits like this person, every shot, every angle
is
is
this what
generated.
maxed out his Claude 200-month plan?
Yeah, but not for the video stuff.
Okay.
But that like there's so many iterations of everything and of every shot and of every I'm the one who's been pushing him to be like, I don't.
Yes.
No one's gonna know if it's slop or if it's you at this point. So just publish it.
But here's the thing: there's a mythical creature called the centaur, and I'm sure you're aware, and that's what people call the most productive elements of society right now are humans who leverage AI tools.
Yeah.
Now, so that means, for example, I use AI all the time, every day, but all the actual stuff I write is 100, like so far, because I'm a good writer and I'm a fast writer and I don't have to edit my stuff. 100% of what I write, other than that one tweet that I put out to mock people who I overheard in a coffee shop complaining about AI taking their jobs out, was fully AI written just because I wanted to do it. But everything else, I write everything myself. So what I'll say is like, the problem is people hit send on these automated slop emails, right? They hit send. If you look at it and you're like, that sounds like crap, I'm not going to send that. Under my
like
name.
make it your own a little bit. Like at least do that final editing yourself. Like reread what you're sending out. But I get it. If you're doing BD and crypto and you're like, okay, I'm sending 100 emails to 100 leads today. You don't really double check what you're doing, right? You're kind of like, API reached, done.
But, or here's another thing. After you get in a Telegram group with every single integration that you have, then all you have to do is you add, say, your agent bot in there as well. And then just ask your agent bot, be like, which ones haven't I answered in a while? Which ones am I still waiting on? And then it'll tell you. And then I go in and just answer them all individually. And then I hit it up to ask again. You're like, you missed this one. I'm like, all right.
I'll be quite transparent. Like 3 months ago at our first crypto dinner, actually, I was really a community member really sat me down, and I had my whole like being AI agent pilled, if you will, and I really enjoyed it because at crypto drinks I never have time to really like sit and really talk to people, but during crypto dinner I had that moment, and I'm still really grateful. But I somehow ran all of our events so far without it. And I do realize that in the future I will not do that because I'm not interested in staying in the underclass. But it's just, I feel like I felt like I didn't want to reinvent or change anything. We've been successful at running our events for the last, 5 years or how long we've been doing this. And I didn't change anything. So this year I will say that this will be like the last human-made Crypto Canal Conference Hackathon. But so in the future, I heavily doubt it.
That's the thing. It's just these little optimizations that help my life so much, and I'm adding little more ones. Going to look into getting an automated robot lawnmower and snowblower for yard maintenance, so I don't have to do that anymore. And then like you can also say like, hey, tell your agent turn on the espresso machine to let it heat up. And then it'll do it, and then you go downstairs to do it. Or you'd say, oh, turn off my alarm. My alarm's doing this. Or, like, check my Or you could even say, check my home cameras. Is there anything in the yard? And it'll analyze the video and say, we see a deer going through. Or there'll be, like, there's a big guy with a machete. You're like, oh, God. So there's stuff you could, like, you can...
I know things are going to change.
Yes.
I know things are going to change. And it's already happening in this household through Justin and his video and the music, and he's like on AI agent like high for like a while now, And I think I was sort of just a bit lazy, and I was a bit like, can you build me an agent? And he was like, woman, you have to learn how to fucking fish. I'm not going to build your agent. You need to learn how to do this because it's important. So after all our shenanigans, I'll rest and I can go through that rabbit hole then. But I just felt overwhelmed. And I could see, I basically, in every person that I meet right now, and they tell me about their agents and how amazing they are, I see the same light than the, have you heard about Bitcoin? It's the same, like, shiny eyes. I've lost countless nights on this. Oh my God, the whole world has to know. And it's that same. So I know I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to be so annoying. And the next human crypto is not going to be called that. It's going to be called the humans of AI or whatever, because I just.
Yeah, the slop of crypto.
War.
No, but it's true. Like, this is a revel, like. There is.
By the way, I'm gonna have a little chocolate.
Nice.
You're joining me for a snack. Anybody out there?
That's good. I bought at Whole Foods the other day a stroopwafel, and we had them, and it was decent. It was not quite Dutch level, but it was just decent. But the thing on like the AI thing, which reminds me, which we're all crypto is tech. This whole thing is tech, right? Humans, since the dawn of time, have been cyborgs of some kind. I think you'd have to go, depending on how you estimate what is a human, but still, I think you'd have to go back hundreds of thousands of years, if not more, before there was a single human, proto-human on the planet who could survive without at least one pre-made tool. I'm not talking about he sees a rock and grabs it to throw it, but he carries around a rock that he sharpened himself to do it. So we have been one with technology for our entire, that is what it means to be human. Like, I don't have fur. I put this on instead, right? Thankfully. I don't have telepathic powers, but here we are having a telepathic conversation thousands of miles away that's beamed to potentially the entire species, and this is really awesome. Now, I don't think, I believe to be human is to embrace technology. That is the most human thing you can do, is to embrace technology.
Really? You're going to go with the most human thing is to embrace technology?
Yeah, I mean,
the most human thing is to, like, give birth.
I mean, that's pretty cool. But
no, that's the ultimate flex, not embracing
but what
technology.
if you could create a robotic AI AI powered cervix and reusable placenta?
Absolutely not.
It's like a nanobot that can. No, I'm just kidding. This is getting in weird territory here, but
that is the conversation that most of, not our industry is having, but like some industries are having to, like, just sort of, population decline. It's fine. We'll just put all these babies into vats and we'll birth them out of like nothing. And no.
Yeah. Well, but the point with the AI stuff is ever since we invented writing, we've been on the path to this, where you write things down so you don't have to remember them. There's a lot of cultures that have very strong oral traditions where they remember the history of their people by heart, and they can recite the entire history, which is amazing and incredible. But then they
didn't have ADHD back then.
It's
I'm glad I was not in charge of that project. Ellie, do you remember that story from like 500 years ago?
Remember that time? I don't know.
Lost
but then
forever.
you write down books by Quill, and then eventually you turn into, you know what, that's too long. Let me typewriter like this, and then you do electronic writing, and then you get to and you have libraries and archives where you're like, what is the catalog of recipes from Middle Eastern cuisine? You go to the section, here you go, and you access humanity's history, and then you go to a search engine where it's digital, but then you type in things and it brings up some sort of thing. And then now with AI is a super advanced search engine where you say, you ask it things, and it doesn't just pull back a written piece, it gets little pieces and forms them together to what you want. And now you have that plus automation. People have done automated machines, as like an automated mixing machine to make your cookies or whatever, automated espresso machine, so you don't have to like light a fire and boil, and like we're just evolving our technology. And so I think that the people that like the thing about this is where I'm the end of my local rant, right? I think that there's no going back. This is just so much better, so much more efficient that anyone who doesn't fully adopt this at some point, it's not going to be competitive. Now, if you just want to hang out, you don't want to be competitive, that's fine. But if you're in business of any kind, you need to be competitive. Now, the challenge is right now a few, just like with banks and payment technologies and social media and all that kind of stuff, a few tech megacorps that are in bed with the government and actively lobbying the government for regulation of their own industry so they get an advanced position in that industry and kill off the competitors. They control and own all your data. Did you know that your Claude is spying on you, right? It's bad. So I think I don't want to be a techno Luddite where I'm like, use AI, but in a gross, dumb, primitive way. I want to say, use AI while giving market signals that you want some degree of privacy while using it. And for the most critical things in your life, just like you have secrets in a household, you keep your secrets local. That's your business. And then I think the whole world, right now, you have to like install some things and deal with some command line prompts to get something going. And, but within a few years, you will be able to buy a box like I have, but cheaper, like a small, like intelligence box, have the house AI machine, and just one click set it up to your devices, and then everyone in the household will be able to use it for like household intelligence things. And then
I want it to be cute. I saw the YouTube reviewer the other day of like this little robot. It's kind of thing. It's called Benji or Benny or whatever, and it's so adorable. Can run faster than you. It's a bit creepy, but I can't wait until we embody our agents, because now and I don't think we need it, because obviously everything's working right now just from a computer, and it's fine. But I think it's gonna be so cute and also super freaky, and also I can see how it's a slippery slope to having agents that are like killing people and stuff, but like your cute agent that also like does your taxes, but it's just like, I don't know, in a little hamster ball, and it's just like being super cute in the house, and it can also follow you around. So then, because I was having this conversation the other day, I was like, oh yeah, but then your agent doesn't know everything. You start to tell it everything you've done, or it goes to your meetings and stuff. But now you could sort of have like a little like Pokemon thingy that follows you, and it's already happening. People are already building these things.
Yeah. It's one of the, as the last sort of thing on that, one of the fun examples of what you can do with it is you can, because talking to AI takes a lot of time too right now, a lot of things. But what you can do is, for example, when I haven't done this yet, but I do know people that have, and I will be doing it. When you go to your jiu-jitsu practice for the day, you just set up a camera and film it. And then you go home, take a shower, upload it, and just tell your AI, watch it and tell me what I did wrong and what I need to improve on.
Cool.
Go to sleep, you wake up, and it just will tell you, you did this, your arm's in the wrong place, you did that. And like, oh, try doing this. By the way, your belly looks a little big. Maybe you should lose some weight. And like, again, also health intelligence.
Remove filter, honesty filter. Bring that down.
Yes. Health intelligence. Oh, I got these problems. I'm hurt. This hurts. That does. What do I do about it? And you throw it in, and it can analyze it, save your life. You can have you can have health monitoring 24/7 if you own it. That's the problem. Is all these health monitoring, like these fitness monitoring, these trackers, they all go to megacorps. But what if they're all locally stored and they just go to your own local intelligence that just says, hey, I've noticed based on your exact movement of the day, you should aim for a few more, like about 400 more steps to get in this ideal thing. And what you've eaten, I see those 2 stroopwafels were good. The third one is what got you in trouble. So try to keep it to 2 now. And then like it just tells you everything, and just your posture. They're like, for half the day you're doing this all the time, and that's probably what's causing you neck pain. Make sure you go like this, and at least this much.
It's interesting because how we had like this sort of massive brain drain towards AI, and so I'm sure that AI culture, people working in it are being influenced by the values of crypto. I think it's going to be the same. I haven't kept up with him, but do you remember Limone from ETH Rome?
Maybe.
Serial hacker. He built a bajillion things, and really nice guy. And he's now left crypto and doing stuff with health. So I'm sure that what you just mentioned right now, those values of like being able to like, know all these things about yourself, have so much more data, live longer, live healthier, thanks to your health AI agent, but that you can own. I'm sure he's working on something like that. I need to ping him and see what he's building right now.
Well, the point about this is there's also the great societal equalizer. Anyone in, I don't know, like some crazy part, some much less advantaged part of the world can just get on the internet with Starlink with just a basic machine and just run it and access the most modern marketing, business, communications, legal, everything, intelligence, and be on the same par as the rest of the world. And it can lift anyone out of poverty. Where like right now I'm doing the work of a bunch of teams just by myself. And I think that the divergence is going to be between the entrepreneurial and the sort of lazy who are bitching in a coffee shop about, it's like slop, it's not even good. Oh, my job's
You really hate those people you overheard in the coffee shop. You really you should have walked up to them and tell them to their face. You're being underclass.
Underclass, but I'm going to call them, Anyway, but so now we should probably talk about the conference. Now that we've kind of talked about all this stuff. This is why you tune in the show, not because it's quality, but because it's genuine. So I just want to at least be clear about that. So let me hit... Did I set this thing? Oh, I didn't even set the news projector up. But so tell me about Cypherpunk Week, and then I'll queue up the thing.
So Cypherpunk Week is going to start on Monday. It starts with the Solana Startup Village. Basically, it's going to be like 3 days for people to hang out, get to know each other, hack, start building, and just have a few workshops here and there. And that's organized by the Super Team Netherlands. And then on Tuesday, 1st of September, there's a Web3 privacy meetup. There's also a cybersecurity event called Rebellion Europe that's taking place on the 2nd. Then there's a few red light cypherpunk walking tours organized by the Zcash peeps. So that's going to be super fun. And then, of course, Thursday, 3rd of September. Oh my God, it's already happening. DashCon. DashCon is happening. The first DashCon conference in Europe since 2019, which is pretty impressive. And everything to learn about Dash, development, and all the fun stuff. And I'll be wearing my DashCon t-shirt. And I'll be there running around. Then there's a few more side events. And then, of course, Common Sense on the 4th and 5th of September. Conference hackathon dedicated to privacy, security, and freedom. And I can hear Alethea crying her little eyes out. So I'm going to go and fetch her. But you do the next pitch.
Yes, I'll do the next thing. Which it's well-timed because it does go right into the DashCon part, which I'm going to sort of highlight here. So, DashCon, again, this is said only 9 days. It's only in 6 days now. Come join us Amsterdam, September 3rd. Tickets are still open, so if you haven't gone yet, luma.com/DashCon. You can get in there. And so it'll be more than good. Turn that thing off for just a second. So, DashCon is going to be really cool. The first conference we've had in a while. I'm keeping it kind of small and relatively, as I should say, focused. The big one, of course, Sam Westrich, the lead developer of Dash, technically CTO of Dash Core Group, but he's a bigwig. He's a literal genius who's done a whole lot of really cool things. Heavy AI user, of course, as well. I'm looking forward to some of his shall we say, updates, etc. And Pasta, the core developer for the core part of the protocol, also known as OG Dash, like the original chain, not the new evolution chain. He has some interesting things, such as some trustless staking updates, maybe. But also, he's been working a lot on a social media platform with no backend server at all, powered by the Dash network, that we might be unveiling in Q4. So that's very nice. And one that I'm looking forward to for, I don't know if it's the right or the wrong reasons or whatever, but Andreas Rudd of CrowdNode from Denmark is going to be speaking about the story of CrowdNode. Now, CrowdNode is, it's no longer really a thing right now, and that's part of the story. And I'm interested in getting that whole perspective because as a European builder in the crypto ecosystem, life is not easy. And let's just say that. And it'd be great to hear the story and all that. And I got a good chance to catch up with them a few months ago in Stockholm with the whole team. And there's nothing quite like seeing people who worked for like a decade, poured their heart and soul into projects to make the world better, and then have them like crushed by regulation. So that's an unfortunate thing everywhere in the world, but unfortunately that's a European hallmark these days. So, it is what it is. But anyway, that's my DashCon pitch. It's going to be fun. September 3rd. We're going to have a little fun after party. Nothing too crazy yet because we have to make it through the rest of the thing. And then Common Sense the 4th and 5th. So, yeah, do you want to shill the Common Sense now? Say about, I have a couple couple things up there. But yeah, mention, first of all, Common Sense it was ETHDAM, and it's not ETHDAM. And how has the transition been? Did you have to take a lot of hormones? Did you change the name already? Just kidding. Anyway, how's the transition been?
I would like to be called she, her.
Yeah.
My pronouns are
common/sense. I know some people get annoyed at that joke, but I don't care.
No, but it's. I'm happy we did the rebrand. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
We were never a ETH maxi event, but I think to rebrand really sends out a strong signal, and it doesn't mean that we're throwing everything away. It's actually the same event. It's actually like I just changed the name and the venue. But when I was looking at this picture, it was so cute of us after our first ETHDAM in 2023. And it's actually like a lot of what ETHDAM has become over the years and what Common Sense is this year is really an amazing reunion of people. Really is. And I'm so grateful and humbled, and I don't know how this became what I do and how this is my ikigai and how this is my job and this is what I love and how I get meaning out of it and whatever, all of that. Because returning people or returning projects, I don't know, like over the years you of course, Joel, like you're such I know, but you're huh?
Do you see that image that we shared after?
Yes.
We're such babies back then, of course.
I know, we're such babies. But what I mean is like, there's you, and you've been such an inspiration and a friend and an amazing what did Justin call us the other day? Like just a lighthouse to not make all the lightning references
around here.
I know, but not to do all the lightning references but to be this.
Mm-hmm.
A few of us that are coming and joining this conference, and just to name a few, really is Amin Soleimani, Kieran, Vlad, Aaron Day, Sal the Agorist, like you, of course. Like we're like, I think all of you online and through your work and your different various projects that you're involved with, we do carry a certain banner. We do carry a certain ethos into the world. We do want to see a certain type of crypto world industry realize itself, and at Common Sense all of you will shine and all of you can present what you're working on and your philosophy and the thought process and the what is behind all of it, and at the same time I'm also extremely humbled that we have partners like Swarm and ENS that are joining the hackathon, and Mobula and Super Team NL. That's also like all these basically like not just the OG crew coming back and shoving everyone's like in their face like how cool they are and everything they're building, but also all the others that are making sure that Common Sense is enjoyed by everyone and that they support this ethos and they support the content that we're putting out, right? So if you look at Zcash and Xano, for example, that are two different layer ones, that actually Xano is a returning partner. Xano was already a partner last year. Like you can see that they attach themselves to what this event is, and that is something that I'm really touched by. That for me means a lot. It means a lot to have returning people, returning speakers, and then to also be supported by new ones, and to see like when I was checking yesterday our hackathon submissions or the hackathon registration form basically, and I can see like the proportion of like people returning, like people who already hacked at ETHDAM and this is not their first CryptoCanal hackathon versus new ones, people that are completely new to the industry. I love that. I love seeing that there's a variance in that. There's like, of course, OG hackers that have seen it all, done it all, hacked at hundreds of hackathons, and also that Common Sense can also be a place where people that have never hacked before feel free to join and join this. So I think, yeah, I just, in the last few days, there's this feeling like I've done everything, right? Like this event is happening in a week, whether I want it or not.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of relief and there's a weird adrenaline as well where I can't wait to see everyone. Like I'm at that stage right now where I'm I think already a bit emotional, where it's like,
that's nice.
Okay, the hardest part was maybe a few months ago when I was really like questioning if this was going to go through, and the fundraising was so hard, and then I was like, yeah, this is herding cats is a really difficult job, but I'm also extremely honored once all the cats have been herded. I'm also like, oh my god. But now I really look forward to having these conversations. I look forward to having the president of Liberland coming. I look forward to having a special panel called Do We Still Have Freedom in the Netherlands or Do We Have to Move? That's a good one. I look forward to the proof of work versus proof of stake debate with Dr. K and Justin. I look forward to Unhappy Ben doing a presentation about raising your daughter in the Panopticon, and I look forward to so many other talks. Wait, another one I'm excited about. Oh yeah, we're also doing a Liberland versus Netherlands friendly fireside chat at the end. So it's like all these things. And of course, we have our two sort of, and I'm sorry if I'm just rambling, it's just like there's so many aspects of this event that are coming through, but I'm also excited to sort of showcase our best pearls. So on the first day of Common Sense, we have that segment, which is called Otter Tank. And it's basically to showcase 4 projects that will have 5 minutes to pitch and then 10 minutes Q&A and judging. And then there's a live judging with our Otter judges. And I'm also excited to see what the top 10 of our hackathon is what that is going to happen, because I was so afraid with having such low money bounty rewards, because 2 years ago we did give out 65,000. We didn't. Our hackathon partners did almost 65,000 worth of in euros worth of bounties, and this year we're giving out like 6K or something. And at all-time high, we had like, I don't know, 350 something hackers joining. But like today when I checked, we have like 86, and I'm like, that's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. I know that everybody's jumped to AI, and everybody will be using AI. I'm sure of it during the hackathon. And a year ago when that happened, and some people did hack and used AI, a few judges told me like, yeah, there was a bunch of AI slob. They were really not happy about it. But this year, I can only imagine how these tools have evolved and how must be day and night from a year ago. So I really look forward to seeing what people are going to build.
Like, where I almost judge non-AI coders at this point. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's like,
why would you do this manual work when you can just...
Yeah, because like I could write everything I write without AI, and that's fine because it's doable. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just like digging up a whole yard with a stick as opposed to getting an excavator to do it. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot. But anyway, the the funny thing about this is there's a lot of like it's very lot of human condition, a lot of human thoughts about the human condition go around things like this, as well as crypto, as well as ourselves, as well as everything, because life marches on and we have to grow up. That it just happens. And there's always this mix of like the beauty of growing up, of like doing new things, bringing new life into the world, advancing, then there's also the sadness and nostalgia of putting away the things that were in the past that you can't do anymore. It's different now, as well as just the re-examination of like, who are we? Why are we here? Why do we do anything? And see if it still makes sense. And whether that's in crypto, whether that's in, conferences, whether that's with friends who drift apart over the years or come back and never drift apart. And there's just so many of these things. And I think it's like, for example, from the Dash perspective, I'm seeing some people I only see like once a year, but also I'm seeing some people I have not seen who've been like close friends, I would say, who I've either never met in person or I've seen like 7 years ago at Dashtoberfest in Munich and getting completely trashed. And that was the last time I saw him was, Glory, I love you, man. And then we've talked, but then 7 years ago, and now we're still here. And like,
Wow.
it is wild to see. One thing that as I've observed, I've not seen. I knew you from the Satoshi's Angels days a little bit. Like, do you remember Colin Instead? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
So, one of
He's
his
coming?
after no. I don't know. Is he still
Oh
alive?
my God.
I don't know that. But it was one of his shows, the after show that you were on there, and that's how we actually met virtually. Was
Oh
that?
my God, I don't remember actually the first time we met.
There
Is
we
that
go.
when we met?
Yeah. That was it. That was a long time ago because you hadn't left Satoshi's Angels yet. You were still there because I remembered when you did.
Oh my.
But so the point is, I came to ETH Dam. Was it the second ever ETH Dam? I think it was like 2023.
It was the first one.
Was that the first one? So I've been.
You've
ETH
come
Dam-
to every edition. You've come to the 3 last ETH Dam, and now come. It's going to be 4 years of us doing stuff together.
Yes. So sort of like.
And me trying to tell the world how cool it is that you live unbanked. Through
never do
to
that.
this side of the world.
Yes.
You know?
But the point is, it's just like with Bitcoin Cash, where like I remember when the chain launched, when the fork happened. Like I've
Wow.
seen the entire life cycle of the project. I've seen the life cycle of this conference, and it's always been your personal touch of like well produced, like like someone who cares to make an event that works well, like well produced, as well as like focused on what matters, as well as like heart and like affection, not just like this is a conference, but like we're all family here. There's always been this unique mix of this, but the growth cycle has been pretty interesting. Where at first it was like I for the lack to try to like save on words. I'm gonna maybe sound a little blunt in ways that I don't mean to, but it was the best ever crypto conference semi-corpo slop event in the beginning, where it was great, but then there's like 1 inch there. There's like just kidding.
Yeah, that's
great.
not corporate slop.
No. But the point is, there's a bunch of like, oh yeah, this one random sponsor got so much in ICO money, and just like the amount of money.
I'm
Like-
grateful to that
Yes.
ICO money.
Again, and you ran something great, and it was like, oh, it was wide eyed. It's like everything's great. We can do this. We're building a great event. Everything's running great. Oh yeah, well, look at all the amenities we have. I still remember that espresso cart out in the downstairs, and like
We had a lot of what's it called, like bells and whistles. We
Yes.
really had all of it.
But the
And
point
now
about
it's
those
like-
bells and whistles,
Yeah.
I have to say this. They weren't just bells and whistles. They were all perfectly placed. Like you can't. It's
We
just
had
like
a
AI
magician.
slop. Yes, I remember the magician. It's like, but it's like AI slop, where it's only slop if it's not directed. You could tell that you didn't just throw money at stuff.
No,
That
but
you-
now what's interesting is like with zero money, so it's like it's the curve, the growth curve is inversed, right? We started at
Yes.
super all-time high, like money flowing right, left, and center. Always try to be, like you say, purposeful. Like there was no throwaway, just stuff. It was everything was made with intent.
near intent, maybe.
Near
Sorry.
intent. Oh yeah, that's a new partner. But like, it's now with zero money. I feel like it's gonna be the same. It's funny how all those bells and whistles, like, they're nice to have, but it's not the essence of what we do, right? Having the food carts and the nice espresso machine and all of that. Those things are important, but the people. And in the end, the people that we're bringing together, and that is not changing. So that I'm very, very, very grateful for. Very, very grateful.
Yes. Here's what I would kind of say about that. I think the conference has gotten better every single year. As the bells and whistles have deteriorated, and it's just more show up, buy your own food, whatever. It's like more just like show up, here we go, this is all you got. The content has gotten better and better and better. Whereas before, there was a couple people's talks I would listen. It was always good, right? I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was always great. But
the agenda this year is really kick-ass. Like
every year, it's been more and more cypherpunk people, more and more like wise matters, more and more spicy things, like in the right way, not just in a dumb rage bait way. More and more like it's gotten to like more and more keynotes with ankle monitors on, like more and more like everything.
I can't say anything about that, but yes. But
the point is, yeah, it was like standing room only for that one. It was like people cared. It just got more and more kick-ass the less money you had. And it's one of those things where it takes like wisdom, which is one thing that I like that I've gotten more of as I've gotten older. So, I mean, with all the other deteriorations, this is the thing that's good.
By the way, one
Yes.
thing today that I'm really happy about, how I've been like struggling to find like another political party than the FVD
Yes.
to just talk about these things. The Libertarian Party.
Nice.
The Libertarian Party of the Netherlands is coming. They'll be on the panel about is there still freedom in the Netherlands? I'm so happy. Actually, it's because I met, I'm not sure how they found me, but the other day I was at the playground and I met a libertarian dad. We hugged. We were so happy to meet each other. We're like,
That's very,
no.
very Dutch.
No, but we don't meet
Just,
each other
like,
in the wild.
Really messing with you. Yeah, I
We
know.
don't meet in the wild other libertarian people, right? Like not where I don't live in New Hampshire where everybody is like live free or die. We live here. We conform and we die. So to find another person like that was very, very good. Oh yeah, and then Shailin is coming, so that's like I said, I'm a bit frantic and emotional, and just I feel like I'm just appreciating these last few days before it all happens. And it's so funny that all these months of work just sort of get crunched down into a few days. And that I'll never get used to that. I'll never get used to that of the cycle basically. It's also the afterwards. The after event is super brutal on me because I just know that then it well, then actually, like, there's part of me that just can't wait to just go back to being full-time mama for a while because I've missed taking care of her, and I've had to like get a lot of extra help to be able to dedicate more time for the conferencing. But there's also like this, and then what?
Yeah.
And then what's next? And I know what both of us already are like thinking of what's next, but we will keep that for now.
Yes, of course.
And
There's always going to be.
I wanna go put this little one back to bed, so I don't want to stay too much longer. But it's very special this year that we're doing this together. I want to say I really appreciate that you decided to bring DashCon to life alongside Common Sense. Like, it means a lot, and I just wanted to say I haven't said it, but I want to say thank you.
Well, thank you for bearing the brunt of it. I mean, it's one of those things where these last few years for me, I would say have been, a lot. And I, not in a bad way. Like it's been like rocket going up and it's been great.
Yeah.
But like, I remember there was a certain period of disillusionment after. It's not like other people where they openly question things. Like I was questioning things. I just was burned out after 2019, working hard on trying to bring digital cash there, and then no one cares. All the wrong stuff is all pumping, and just like trying to find myself, starting this show, everything. But then finally in 2022 or so, the people who were not leading in Dash in particular in the right direction got kicked out of the project. The governance process worked. And then a year later or so, the current lead developer was like, I'm going to complete all our promises, hell or high water, if I have to do it myself. And I was like, ooh, that's some motivation. And then I heard someone say, hey, they just like the core development team, which also did biz dev and marketing and all this stuff, they ran out of money, so they just did development. And then they're like, hey, it's been like months, and like emails from like exchanges are going unanswered and stuff. And I'm just like, oh no, this sucks. And I'm just like, I got to do something. This is it. And so I jumped in. 2.5 years later, I think that we're in a phenomenal spot, and I've worked very hard for my part to do this. Obviously, I didn't build the tech myself. That's other hardworking people. Sam Westrich, I'm sure you'll meet him. He worked 16-hour days at least for like basically 2 years straight, a little over 2 years straight, just sitting in his apartment in wherever he lives. I'm going to tell people, but like just cranking out code and just doing it all himself. Not all himself. There was a lot of other developers too, but just no one was working as hard as him. Others were hard working. No one's as talented as him, but probably. I don't know. I don't want to offend people, but no one worked quite as hard. And it finally overcame things. And then those 16-hour days were what also caused him to get the biggest privacy overhaul in Dash's history in 5 months, when Monero's been looking at doing something similar for over 3 years with many more developers, or a few more at least, I should say. And so now I kind of feel like a lot of this has been like, we need a conference. I had no time for this, as you could see clearly. I had no time to figure this whole thing. We need a conference. We don't have a budget. I'm going to make it work out somehow. Barely, but still, like, got this in, got with everything else going on, haters flying around being like, screw this guy. I know he does everything. He gets paid half as much as he could be paid if he worked for Zcash, for example. But like, I'm just literally or less. But like, I like all this kind of crap, power through to where we are now. And now I think we got it to where it's going to be okay. And like, so for example, the last few months, the lead developer again, he has been putting out more progress than ever, but he's working half the hours, like a reasonable hour now, because he's gotten so pioneering with the agentic coding stuff to now where it's working really well with half the input. And now all that hard work of doing it before we had that luxury, and also being a pioneer and figuring it out, is paying off. And like, now we got this, it's paying off. I feel, you know what I feel like? I feel like we're all proud parents sending our children off to university, where it's not like it's over. It's not like everything is, it's not like that's it. But if you can get them out of the house like that, I think you've won as a parent. Like, you've done your job. It's enough. It doesn't mean you stop. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be challenges. But I feel like now it's not like, I need to have them suckling on my tit or they're going to die. It's not those trenches anymore, right?
But those trenches are so cute.
They are, but it's a lot of sacrifice, right? And I feel like we've gone through the sacrifice, and I kind of feel like by making common sense, by making DashCon work out this year, we have done the hard work. And I feel like next time we decide to do something like this, it will be second nature. This transition from the lots of money environment to the we can make it really work environment. I think that we did the hard work in learning this year. I think next year is going to be smooth because we already sent them off to uni. Now we just have to deal with like, look at these grades. What the hell? You know, just some small problems.
Well, on that note, Joel,
Perfect.
I will jump off.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you next week.
Luma.com/DashCon, Luma.com/Common Sense. Please come. It's going to be great. Good night, all. I'll see you, a lot of you, in real life in just a few days.
Yeah.
Unlike Naomi, I will tell people where I'm physically going to be. But that's because there's a kind of a reason for that.
Fair enough.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Adam, we're here because we love you. And we're all tired of watching you get abused.
Abused? By who?
Oh, hi, I'm Visa. I charge you 29% interest, 3% foreign fees, and make you wait 3 days to see if your payment went through.
But I thought you were my friend.
No, Dash is your friend. Instant, private, under a penny, and with Dash Spend, you walk into over 100,000 stores and pay like a boss.
All ready? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. Feel alive, guys. This is awesome. Tastes like freedom. And I save 5% by using the app.
That's the Dash High, baby.
Let's go.
Download the mobile wallet, one tap, boom, financial sovereignty.